What would you do if no one could see you? Not metaphorically, literally. What if you had the power to act in secret without ever being caught, judged, or punished? Would you still do the right thing? Or would something darker emerge? This is the haunting question Plato asked over 2,000 years ago, and it still echoes today in our screens, our desires, and our most private thoughts. Because when no one's watching, who are you really? To understand this question, we need to journey back to ancient Athens, to a time of war, betrayal, and democracy struggling to breathe, and to a figure who never wrote a word, yet whose voice still shapes our conscience, Socrates. He spent his life walking the streets of Athens, barefoot, unshaven, challenging everyone, from powerful generals to wide-eyed students, with one relentless question: what is the good life? And can we truly be good, even when it's hard? Socrates believed that justice was not something we do because we're afraid of getting caught. He believed justice was part of the soul's health, that doing wrong damaged us more than being wronged. But his student, Plato, knew this wasn't so easy to believe, because we all have a shadow. So, in one of his most provocative dialogues, The Republic, Plato introduces a thought experiment that still chills the spine. The story of the Ring of Gyges. A shepherd named Gyges discovers a mysterious ring. It gives him the power of invisibility. With it, he can go anywhere, do anything unseen, and Gyges does what many might secretly imagine. He seduces the queen, kills the king, and takes the throne. Why? Because he can. There are no consequences, no shame, no law. The question Plato asks is simple, but devastating. If anyone had this power, wouldn't they do the same? Would even the most just person remain moral, if there was no reward for virtue and no punishment for vice? Or is justice just a mask we wear until no one's looking? This is the heart of the Gyges dilemma. Is morality genuine, or is it a social performance? Do we avoid evil because it's wrong, or because we're afraid? Even today, the question haunts our digital age. Behind screens and avatars, anonymous users insult, manipulate, and destroy. We see Gyges every day, in online trolls, cybercrime, and even in our own whispered temptations. And this raises deeper questions. What would you do if you were invisible? Would you steal from the rich and give to the poor? Spy on those who betrayed you? Or simply live without limits, chasing every craving to its end? Philosophers still debate this. Thomas Hobbes, centuries later, argued that without laws and consequences, humans descend into a war of all against all. David Hume questioned whether morality could be rooted in reason alone, or if it sprang from emotion, empathy, or habit. And Friedrich Nietzsche challenged the very foundations of good and evil, asking if morality was simply the will of the strong disguised in moral language. But Plato wanted something more enduring. In Plato's Republic, Socrates argues that even if no one sees your actions, you should still choose justice. It's not because of fear, not because of law, but because injustice deforms the soul. He compares the soul to a city. When justice rules, everything works in harmony. Reason governs, desires are tamed, courage stands guard. But when injustice reigns, the city collapses into chaos. So the invisible man who gives in to his desires becomes a slave to them, a tyrant within his own soul. He may look free, but he's rotting from the inside. It's easy to dismiss this as abstract philosophy. But the truth is, we all wear the ring sometimes, in our late-night browsing, in the secrets we keep, in the choices we make when no one is watching. So what keeps us good? Is it habit, fear, love? And what happens to a society when everyone wears the ring all the time? Invisibility is no longer a myth, it's a feature. And we're all experimenting with it, behind passwords, privacy modes, and pixelated anonymity. So Plato's question is more relevant than ever. What would you do if you were invisible? It's not just a test of your ethics. It's a mirror to your soul. Because in the end, the Ring of Gyges isn't about Gyges at all. It's about you. It's about who you are when no one is watching, and who you become when you think the world owes you nothing, and you owe nothing in return. Plato leaves us with no easy answers, but he leaves us with a challenge. Don't wait to be seen to become just. Don't depend on rules to be good. build a soul so luminous it doesn't need a spotlight. A soul that shines even in the dark. Because maybe the real test of virtue is not whether the world rewards it, but whether we can live without it. And that, Plato believed, is what makes a just life truly free.